fun, right? Like it's almost very reminiscent of like Dota 1, where when you ran these heroes, you know you were just gonna get nuked down at level 6. You know people were just gonna die. There was no counterplay. It just brings me back to that old era. So by nostalgia, I do prefer Iron Wings here, Mike.
See how it does go down. Yandex versus Iron Wing, game number 1 of a best of 3. I do also kind of prefer the draft of Iron Wing, just based off how aggressive it looks like it's going to be. 3-man smoke already committed here by Yandex. To position themselves for these bounty runes and maybe an early team fight.
30 seconds to battle.
There'll be a counter smoke now from Iron Wing as well. It doesn't seem like there's much of a fight to come out though. Yandex are very, very split up, and well, Ari, he's gonna maybe run into Saksa. We'll spot out the sentry ward that was being placed in the small camp, so it should be an easy D ward there for Ari. In fact, it looks like White One will go ahead and take care of it right now. Banner wise, there's going to be no fight. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, nice and even here between these two sides. We are going to have, of course, the mid centaur of Chira Jr. against the mid of Pure on the Kez. What do you think of this matchup, John? Centaur versus Kez.
It's interesting again. This is actually not that bad for Kez if you think about it. Centaur does not have a lot of armor. He has to start with Ring of Protection to get +2. Kez is all physical damage. You can kind of be a nuisance with, say, Retaliate. Of course, down the line, level 2 Double Edge. You don't have a lot of HP on the Kez either. But there's some good poke potential here for Pure as the levels go up. Initial level, it's still going to be a little bit better for Chira Juniors we're seeing. Just has a lot more HP to play with as a resource, even with the lesser armor. The HP difference with 0 and 2 armor is just not that big. Even 0 to 6 armor is not a lot of HP in comparison.
Ari
managed to get a nice early pickoff, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Ari already securing first blood here onto Saksa. DM able to do too much here for Ari, or rather Saksa. Ari again going to be very, very happy, and he's actually stuck around. They might try again. Meanwhile, bottom 33 is being kind of focused down in the meantime. Malady looking for the final hit, and they are going to get it. 33 going down to Watson, and Malady will die in responses. Now Saksa again going to be jumped. Saksa not going to die this time, but they really wanted to try and force that walk of shame out from the hoodwink. Not quite going to happen. And it seems as though Iron Wing, they might just continue this trial lane with the way things are going. It doesn't seem like Ari intends on backing off anytime soon. Mind you, you are sacking the lane of 33 on this Earth Spirit. It doesn't seem like he's going to get too much out of this, as Malady just continuously sticking around with the battery assault, not allowing him to get close to the wave.
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea from Iron Wing is that they expect the bot lane to be pretty rough for 33 anyway, right? You're laning into Drow. You need EXP to have threat against her. You might as well try to give 33 some solo EXP, right? Like a pseudo mid lane, just to get that initial levels going. It's just not really panning out that way right now for 33 with no creep wave that he can walk up to. They're doing a great job of spacing out here on the side of Yandex. But I think that's where the idea is from. Like, just give solo EXP. Pure Earth Spirit, you have a top lane that can kind of crush if they try to play the lane even. So just trying to apply as much pressure as possible onto DM, who's jungling level 1, Mikey. What is this? Is this 2016? He didn't start with Heartstopper Aurora. That used to be the play.
No.
Remember that?
I do. That was fun times, John. Fun times. This is the one thing. Like, you've sacked 33's lane because he's got no choice anyway, but DM's kind of going through the same thing. So that's the way to even this out.
Oh.
In fact, mid lane, Ari making a quick rotation onto Chira Jr. now. Chira Jr. going to be okay to retreat. They are trying to make life as hard as humanly possible here for the mid centaur. But yeah, I mean, DM level 1 jungle, not going to feel very good for the Necrophos. It is what it is. He was against the tri lane. There was just no way to secure farm here on the Necro. He may as well just jungle. It's sad, but this is what he's stuck with. In fairness, 33's basically stuck doing even worse. He's not even able to jungle. He's just standing in lane hoping for the best.
Yeah, he's just trying to get EXP, and again, he's zoned out pretty hard from the creep wave every single time. Not even able to really find that. Look at the scoreline on Watson, 22 to 23 in terms of last hits and denies. Like, that is insane. Like,
Yeah.
he is making sure 323 just never has a game. And he's stuck at level 2. Gonna be a long road forward here for the Earth Spirit. Down mid, though, lots of commitment.
They are trying. Looks like Chira Jr. could be in a spot of danger as they are continuing here with Pure, but Pure's also going to go down. They do at least secure the kill into the Centaur first. Even 33, just getting nothing from the bot lane anyway. He'll try to get involved for a quick kill. Actually does get to level 3 off the back of that. And so, a bit of a win here, I'd say, for Ironwing. At least finding the kill on the Centaur first.
Find the kill, find a couple of runes as well. A nice free bounty. Steals away a water rune to get topped up. Not that any of these mids are great bottle carriers anyhow. You don't mind getting all of that done. I think the one thing that all of this movement on the map reveals, though, is that you're able to actually walk back into the lane for a moment on DM. Not for long, because you are really behind in EXP now. You're level 2, BZM's level 4 for the 112 build. There's a lot of poke here from the Lina. But it is some space out for the Necro. Not massive amounts, mind you, and just back to the jungle. I can't believe this. You gotta do what you gotta do, but man, the flashbacks of 2016 is scary. You know?
Yeah, it's
Who
not
was
pretty.
It, who did this? It was Leaf Eater, wasn't it?
I don't even want to remember, John. You know, it's just it was dark times. Very, very dark time. I hated it so much. You know, when they figured that crap out. I hated that so. Every pub player did it. It made me so upset. Chira Jr. still being hunted here. They are going to land the Earth Spike. Chira Jr. once again in trouble. The Arctic Burn to follow up as well. They don't have quite enough to finish off the job. Is now Malady. He's going to go for a chase onto Pure. Will change his mind and go after Whitemon. But nobody really getting caught out. The winner of all this really does feel like it's just the position ones, doesn't it, John?
Yeah.
You know, they're both on 40 CS right now. BZM and Watson, they're having the greatest time of their lives as 33 is going for a run down at bottom. Watson's going to catch him, though, with some frost arrows. But 33, of course, can just roll away, and he does successfully stack the wave, so at least eventually it should go towards his tower.
Yeah, and again, just wants to try to soak up some of that EXP. They are trying to pincer him out here on the side of Yandex. They don't really go for the full commitment, though. Should be able to just get done. But man, what a game this is for our safe lanes, right? Like Watson, 45 to 35, BZM 44 to 30. You couldn't ask for a more perfect game. Yeah, you're just playing empty lanes. You know, it's just literally you against creep. It's just PvE right now. Just relaxing, you know, farming and chill. That's what's going on for the carries. Eventually, some pressure will come in. Like Watson 6, he's shoving in onto the tier 1. Same thing up top as well for BZM, level 6, shoving in. Looking to set up for the Shrines of Wisdom, though, for both sides.
I don't know why the hell not. BZM, he'll look to retreat. You do see Saxa taking the other one, so it's still going to be a 1-for-1 trade on those Shrines of Wisdom. They'll get started onto this tier 1 top tower, but you are going to see a rotation out from Saxa. Try to defend, but Ari's going to catch him with an Earth Spike once again, and Saxa, not blown up quite yet, but eventually Ari will get away with it. Does secure the kill onto Saxa as Malady, not really in a fun position, does go down to Pure. They're just trying their absolute best to defend this tier 1 top tower. They will at least buy time for the siege creep to die, but it doesn't seem like Ironwing are intending on retreating. They will go ahead and commit for it. As 33, in the meantime, is also going to die.
Yeah.
Why does it say the Dire killed him? It wasn't
He
the Dire.
died to... Yes, well, you know how it is sometimes. Sometimes you have such a rough game, your own team wishes you were dead. I suppose. I don't know what Dota 2 is trying to say about that. Yeah, a lovely bug. Still kills himself off to the tower, gets the reset. Gets to try to soak EXP up once more. And somehow, he is still having a little bit more EXP than DM is. So, some positive news for a moment until DM soaks up a couple more creeps. What a game we've had. 3-5, a lot of lane shenanigans. This takes me back to some Chinese games we casted where, you know, where everyone kept TPing to swap lanes. This feels like the same insanity, except it kind of works. And not that it didn't work last time. It also did kind of work.
It didn't work last time, John. You don't need to sugarcoat it. That was that was
The lane
something.
swapping. It was.
They
cool,
weren't even
though.
TPing. They were running the whole time. That was horrible. Sucks up. And they get spotted here. Pure gonna look for an easy kill attempt. Though I say it's easy, it's proving to be a little bit more challenging than you would anticipate. But Saksa will eventually die. Pure, that's his third kill of the game now on the Kez. Having a great old time.
Yep.
So far, good news for... I mean, Iron Wing, they are nice and ahead. 3-6 so far in their favor. Watson is pulling ahead in farm at the very least on the Drow Ranger by about 400 gold. It's not the craziest amount, but he's having a really good game here, Watson. In fact, he might have just killed 33, and he has. There wasn't really much to it. 33 shows up for a creep wave and unfortunately gets punished for it immediately.
Yeah, imagine being punished for trying to play the game. It does happen when you're far back enough. On mid, some good cogs kicks. Not a lot of mana or HP on Pure. Has to be cautious. Shira Jr. with that Dominator, it's a lot of damage.
He's trying to bait Shira Jr. In fact, he has. There's a Raptor Dance being committed, but the Stampede is out as well in the turnaround here onto Pure as he's trying to parry through this. The Cold Embrace, though, buying the time. Pure, he's finally going to die, but it does cost them Shira Jr. first. There's now 33. He'll get him magnetized off and actually somehow makes it out of there. So maybe they'll find a secondary pickoff. Maybe, but not quite. Malady, he's going to have a Healing Lotus to use. He'll survive. But they're still looking to try and engage once again. It seems like Iron Wing. The Magnetize will continue. 33 jumping in onto Watson, but Watson able to just stand his ground. He'll be all right. 33 still looking to move in for more. They will find Malady. They'll lose 33 in the meantime, though, as now Whitemon also caught out. Whitemon will drop. Here comes Pure, popping the Raven's Veil, but that'll be about it. Who even won that team fight?
I'd say that's a little bit better coming out there for Yandex, right? Like, you do force out all these issues. It looks good from 33 playing with what little he has, right? Like, he gets the magnetized reapplication on so many times on Watson that he's just not able to sit there and clear out the creep wave safely. There's almost an opportunity coming out. Not quite, unfortunately, as they couldn't gap close, and Pure was just a little bit late trying to join that kind of movement once more. But it is a lot better for Yandex, right? You're getting this early activity stacking up on Watson. This Drow is starting to get out of control. It's 6.3k, a good 700 gold ahead of EZM, who also had a free lane. Now there is some concern to be had there. Mind you, the sacrifices you've made in your other cores is pretty nasty, right? Like, DM is so far behind, trying to go into Radiance, but this is going to be a later Radiance than we're used to seeing for most Necrophoses now at this point. You could argue the same for 323, but like you said earlier, Mikey, Earth Spirit just doesn't need much. It just needs a little bit of EXP. Doesn't need too much in gold department. You're still going to get the Spirit Vessel at some point here for 323 anyhow. And we already saw some of that impact. Just him being there, throwing out the Magnetize, it did provide a good threat. And still, that loss does settle down the side of Iron Wings, right? They do have to be careful about sacrificing that much. These heroes are still relatively tanky on the side of Yandex. Your burst damage, it's somewhat there, not really fully online just yet. Maybe when Ari has 6, you could feel a little bit more confident.
They're going to find Malady. Malady, he'll have Saksa to move in to try and help out. In fact, the Bushwhack is going to lock down Pura for a little bit. Raven's Veil will pop to try and disengage as Whitemon actually will die to Watson in the meantime. And Pure unable to really stick around to secure a kill. Just too darn dangerous as the rotations from Yandex very quick, and it's Whitemon that ends up getting punished for all this. In fact, the chase will continue. Saksa is actually going to run into Pure. Doesn't really have the help nearby though, so doesn't really want to be here any longer. It's like Pure will go for a chase, but we'll have to leave him eventually, as now Watson has found himself Ari. Ari does commit to killing off Malady first, but does end up losing his life. Meanwhile, Saksa, he's still trying to run from Pure, but Pure should eventually have his way. Saksa, there's only so much he can do. Pure will get him.
You got a good swing as well into the tier 1 bot. So to find themselves a nice objective, despite 33 not even really playing that lane, you find a tower first. So some nice things coming out there. There are still concerns here for the side of Iron Wing though. Watson is just getting away with too much. Like, this Drow is getting pretty scary. The Manta style only 2 parts away. The Asha being up, the Dragonlance being up, you do have a lot of reach on this hero right now. And again, your main way of jumping in has to be 33, who just doesn't feel like he has enough if he does fully commit. Maybe if he had a BKB timing lined up at some point, where things can start to get a little bit more feasible, but that's still a ways off, and the Drow silence will always kind of scare you off from trying to commit with a roll. You are still in a very even game state, right? Like, both sides managed to play these lane shenanigans really well. Like, they knew the sacrifices. It felt like Iron Wing really forced it out. The response from Yandex has been pretty steady. They understand the losses they're taking. DM is still keeping up with 33, which is good news for the bottom course to actually be at parity at least. EZM does have to travel stuff, and they are looking bot here.
We're just going to connect onto 33. And 33 again has been having a real rough time for himself. As mid lane though, they are going to find themselves DM. So really quite a nice trade here for the side of Iron Wing. So also stick around for a tier 1 mid tower. You love to see that if you're Iron Wing, but now Pure is going to find himself in quite a bit of danger. Bushwhack will not land, but they'll get him. Just Watson with the gust. Silence was more than enough, and he's just got so much damage already on this Drow. So another great pickup here for Yandex. It was looking like a nice trade initially for Iron Wing, but it ends up kind of working against them.
So there are 2 things going on now that kind of lead to this weird back and forth for Iron Wings and Yandex. You're getting a lot of activity out in Watson. At the same time, you're really sacking DM to a higher extent than you are sacking 33. You're getting less activity out from BZM in comparison on this Lina, but your Earth Spirit is actually having a little bit of a game, right? So these are the things you're trading away from, again, all these lane shenanigans going in. Very even game so far, 11 to 11, 1k lead up for Iron Wings, not significant. But it does feel like the threat of Watson is starting to really show up. Like Manta style coming up soon. So much output as we've seen from this Drow. Your way of jumping onto the Drow still isn't fully online just yet. Again, for 33, it feels like he's going to need a BKB to kind of get that done. Or at least like a Manta for Pure here to at least dispel the silence off. There's an eventuality here as well where Whitemon will get to work into Force Staff Blink Dagger. And it's at that point the Drow can be used against its own team, but again, we're still miles off from that. Some progress for DM now into the Radiance build-up. Sacred Relic is up. Talisman of Evasion still a ways off. It's going to take a little bit longer for the Necros to actually start to have some presence. This is a big one, though. Ari has managed to save up for that full blink. Stays on the brown boots with a windlace. Does have some ways of jumping in, but the smoke out from Yandex, though. Good scan as well.
Pure and Ari. Position to break this. Oh, Pure. Right behind Ari right now. This could be really problematic for Pure. He's got his Lina around him. Pure. Ari is in fact going to break the smoke. They'll try to make the jump in onto the Clockwork and the Gust. It actually won't land. So a nice pickup here for Pure. Ari with just that perfect positioning. Ready with the Earth Spike. Will not allow the entrance into the fight that Yandex really wanted. Now Whitemon going to be spotted out, but gets a ward on the high ground so they know who's available to be taken. And Saksa is immediately blown up here by the side of Iron Wing. BZM now joining the fray. And it seems as though they can try to commit for this tier 2 bottom tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They've got the room to get it done. They've got a little bit of that damage. You do have to really appreciate just a couple of things going wrong there for Yandex. I think Maledich's position, the rest of his team swung onto the other staircase, right? Looking for the flank directly. Unlucky stun onto Pure.
They're going to catch BZM. Now BZM, he's a big target, but a big curse out will make it a little bit hard as he goes for the TP away, but it's not enough. Oh, BZM is going to drop DM to secure the kill for himself, and that's a kill he desperately needed on this Necrophos. That's a bit of a shame for Iron Wing now. They're just relying on the curse to be able to disengage, but it does not prove to be enough.
No. And they get too aggressive there. Again, maybe a little bit unlucky for Pure. He gets stunned up by the Croakers while he's farming up, so he's not able to instantly respond to the TP as it comes in. They find Chira Jr. though.
They do find Shura Jr. Nice easy one for Pure, but a big bushwhack from Saksa gonna hold a couple down as Watson landing the two-man gust once again. But there's so many heroes here from Iron Wing. Still, DM's gonna show up. You don't have the Reaper's Sight. The Raven's Veil making it hard as now it seems like Watson surely goes down, but no, he's actually survived. No, the Laguna is gonna take him down, but BZM, he'll get hook shot in the meantime. Melody trying to trade with this Lena, but she's still running. BZM, he's not gonna die. The cogs won't connect either.
Oh,
the rocket flare, it's not going to be enough as they will at least take down DM. 33, still going. Malady will also lose his life, and now Saksa will drop a full team wipe for Iron Wing. I cannot believe BZM ran out of there alive. The Death Pulse is still chasing him.
yeah, it's mental that he even manages to get away. Very well played out from Whitemon to get that bailout, right? That he instantly gets the application of Arctic Burn on the way out, getting the slow off onto both Malady and Saksa, preventing them from reaching out. You do manage to stay nice and safe on BZM. And I think the execution coming out here from Iron Wing is just so smooth. And the one danger here that you're playing into from Yandex is that Iron Wing's cooldowns are very low. Like, they don't have a lot to wait for. They've got Finger, they've got Laguna, you can constantly just be on the hunt for these kills. And you have the damage to just instantly burst someone down. You have some timings lining up from Yandex. DM, he's got that Radiance, he's going into the BKB. We haven't really felt the presence of the Necropose whatsoever. Compare that to 33, who, yeah, he's completely underfarmed as Earth Spirit. But he doesn't need a farm, like we've been saying. He's got the full Spirit Vessel, he's getting a lot of good rolls, he's getting a lot of good pulls, getting some decent magnetizes going. That's all you really need to achieve here. Whereas the Necrophos, it feels like you want to be this ultra tanky front line, right? You want more HP, you want to constantly be getting your team healed up with Death Pulse, get that nice burst on Reaper's Sight and someone who's just low enough. And that does need farm in comparison. So again, with the way you've sacrificed here, it is feeling much more playable for the side of Iron Wings, at least in this point of the game so far.
Group up top again here from Iron Wing. They're feeling it now. 5k net worth advantage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They want to try and get as much as they possibly can. That'll be a tier 2 top tower. Now being targeted. Jura Jr., he's going to hang around the area. Still about... Oh, he's just 15 gold off his heart. He'll buy it out right now. The tier 2 top tower, I mean, they're trying to defend this slowly but surely, but it doesn't seem like Pure intends on retreating before it is taken down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, rotations, but the cogs pushbacks here from Malady making it a little bit challenging, but not challenging enough. 33 able to secure a nice quick one onto the clockwork. Seems like they'll even stick around for a quick Tormy. Why the hell not?
Not gonna take too long. Still, that's a wild stat to be shown. 50% win probability coming out. I mean, to be fair, the advantage net worth wise isn't that big. You still have a Drow who's getting massive, right? Like Watson's still #1 in net worth. I suppose as the game drags on, at 7k deficit, if it stays steady, you know, if you maintain farm parity, like the same farming rate, at least that you're finding in Iron somehow here for Yandex, then once you get major items, you don't really care anymore. Like Chiri Jr. has a heart, going for the blink next, maybe a little bit of armor here. Starts to get the job all tidied up for our Centaur. Gonna be a lot harder to kill up front. You know, Necrophos, that's the one that just doesn't feel as good from behind, but you hit BKB timing, you just use your Reaper Sights, you maybe get even a Wraps up as well, considering all of the magic damage here, or even a Wind Waker. You could be pretty happy still after DM. So I can kind of see the ideas of the 50-50 here from good old Dota Plus probabilities, but
Dire's top tower
it is much easier to play for Iron Wing. Like, yes, there's still, by chance, yes, it's 50-50. By execution, ease of execution, way easier to play the draft of Iron Wing at this point. Like, you've got everything you could ask for. You've got all the burst. You've got all these ults that are just so low cooldown. And you could easily go again. Maybe once Ari's fingers back off, you just hunt again. He does have a smoke ready here.
But now they're going to hold down a little bit.
Dire are scanning.
Seems like Iron Wing, they're going to group up again down towards the bottom side of the map. Saksa is hanging around, and in fact 33 is going to make the immediate jump in. That should be a nice quick kill onto Saksa. They will indeed find him. Of course, Watson will get the Q to leave at the very least, so they won't find the Drow Ranger. Pure was on the hunt, but he's going to get blocked off here by Melody. He might just go for the quick clockwork kill instead, though I say quick, it's not going to be that quick. Melody making life a little bit challenging, but eventually they will make the jump in, and they do catch him. Another nice pick up here, 33, able to take it for himself. And in fact, they're going for more, but they do miss out. Watson able to get away thanks to the stampede committal of Chira Jr. But it's going to be another tier 2 tower to be taken by Iron Wing. It doesn't seem like Yandex can really do too much about it.
No. Again, I think the one big concern for Yandex is just how sacked DM is. Like, there's just nothing for the Necros to do. The BKB is done. Maybe now you can actually stand forward and be that healing tank that your team needs you to be. You're also inching towards the shard timing here for Chira Jr., so a lot more damage coming out from the Centaur on the double edge once you've got that. And we'll actually play with a smoke. Got the blink ready as well here in Chira Jr. But try to get some sort of initiation going. And the map is pretty barren in terms of vision though, so this is a little bit more challenging to get done, but you do have the clockwork flares to try to help out at least. Unfortunately, not really finding what they'd want just yet.
So they are smoked up here. I mean, they could still try and hunt for a little bit more. It doesn't seem like they're going to have the opportunity all the time. Iron Wing just going to continue hanging around the bottom side of the map. Just around that Roshan pit. They might even start Roshan, by the way. They're posturing, and in fact they will.
Yeah.
There's still Yandex there. They're moving in. You can't really just let this go for free. Counter smoke now from Iron Wing. They want to go for the fight. Very patient here from the side of Iron Wing, as Roshan, of course, going to be scouted by the rocket flare, but nobody was in there farming, rather trying to kill it at the time. They'll move back in now.
Teacher Jr.
They will miss out on the Lion. Pure, though, he's going to find himself Saksa, but Saksa will run directly south as now Chira Jr. makes the jump in onto BZM, but there's your Raven's Veil committal by Pure. Big Winter's Curse as well, Whitemon. He's caught himself 2 targets. It's going to be both supports here of Yandex getting annihilated by 33
Watson?
and Pure. So they'll jump in anyway, but Watson, he's in the middle of nowhere right now. Watson needs a way out. He'll try for the BKB TP. They do not have the damage. He'll barely survive. Chira Jr., though, going to be left behind to deal with it on himself. 3 down for the price of nothing again from Iron Wing. And of course, they can happily return back towards the Roshan pit.
That was just some quick responses out from Iron Wing. That quick blink out from Ari before the Bushwhack connects allows him to have that utility into the team fight, getting some good stuns, getting some good setups. The response nice and quick as well from Iron Wing. They're so mobile on their lineup. They catch out Malady as well while Roche is happening.
That'd be another bit of a bonus kill perhaps, but it seems the Pure not willing to risk losing the Roshan attempt. Won't dive too deep. He is by himself.
Yeah. Buying a lot of space, right? Like that drags your attention towards mid. Roshan just gonna go for free. Secondary life up now for BZM. BZM didn't even pop his BKB in the last fight, right? Like he just stood his ground. He knew that even with the stuns coming out there from Chira Jr., there was no threat of him dying because they were so split apart, all the cores on Yandex. They were playing on different fronts. They split that fight perfectly on the side of Iron Wings. And kind of been playing a pretty clean game. 12 to 24, 10k lead starting to ramp up here. Win probability finally dipping their way, marginally so. 44 to 56%. But again, it sounds like a small difference. At this point in the game, you would rather be on Iron Wings. It just feels so hard to stop this right now for the side of Yandex, with how aggressive Iron Wings can play, with how little they need to wait to get this aggression going. All the burst damage they have on hand. It's starting to get mitigated by some of these BKBs, to be fair.
Yandex. Nowhere near out of this game yet, but they're 11k behind. Not feeling too great at the moment. Wingate usage from Iron Wing. They'll group up back with 33 down on the bottom side of the map. Watson's still huge on this Drow Ranger. He's just got to be allowed to stand there and fight, though. It's just not been the case throughout these last engagements we have seen. Iron Wing for now, happy to just avoid any kind of fight.
Under attack.
Look, they'll take the time here in Yandex to at least secure that tier 1 top tower. Eventually will be taken.
I'm just wondering at this point, is Watson enough to try to carry this game by himself? Because when you look at it for the side of Iron Wing,
Is under attack.
you've got BZM going for the right-click Lina. You've got right-click scaling here as well for Pure. You've got 33 on an Earth Spirit that just stays relevant the entire game with so much utility, so much magic damage to pump out. Like, Pure is so confident, he actually just shoves into tier 3 by himself.
Top tower is under
He just
attack.
goes for it full confidence. He doesn't even have Aegis. It's just him poking. He gets to use a katana out. And I don't know, through Yandex, I don't know how much a later game favors you with a Drow. It feels good, especially I would say Ags up on Chira Jr. down the line, but it's not simple compared to what you can do on the side of Iron Wing. It's certainly not the most straightforward approach, that's for sure. Compared to Iron Wing, just throwing everything forward, getting some magical nuke, ensuring the spacing stays the same, kind of spread out, but so once you get that done,
Go
you're
again.
happy.
BZM. Get hit by a cheeky cogs here by Malady. Aegis up for another 2 minutes here for BZM. 33, he'll roll right in with the Shivers gun active, and they found Watson. Watson needs a way out. He'll force stuff out of there, but Pure is going to catch him with a grappling hook. Instead, though, looking to baby back away here. 33, he does take down Saksa. Meanwhile, Whitemon trying to chase down Watson. They've got vision over him, but Watson is successfully running away. Even popping his BKB to ensure he doesn't die to the magnetized damage. Still, it's a 2-for-1 trade. They did find both supports. Ashura Jr. still trying to catch BZM, and no, he's just not going to make it happen. Tries for a TP, but ends up dying as well. So 3 for the price of 1 here in the favor of Iron Wing. They never even found the Aegis of BZM.
No.
And they narrowly get Watson out of there.
I mean, that was a wild fight. The way Yandex executed was just kind of crazy. You basically had Chira Jr. jumping the backline by himself. Like, he literally went in, tried to focus BZM, all by his lonesome. He survived for pretty long. Like, he does die solo in the end, but he survived a long time. It's just that the fight, again, is so fragmented. Gets the Stampede, but the rest of his team's forced to run away from him instead of towards him because they're cut off once more by Iron Wings. The way that these fights are just being executed is not to the favor of Yandex at all. I think the idea of Chira Jr. is correct. Like, he knows if you're just on top of the Lina, it will die, and we've seen that, even from laning matchups. That's a general idea. Lina doesn't have the best mobility, it does have physical burst, but really shines at using distance as its ace in the hole. It's just no one else is there to abuse that lack of distance, and that is causing this disconnect for the side of Yandex. If you can't jump the back line, then you just have to attack the front line. Does feel like Chira Jr. has enough durability to try to play that way instead, but there are multiple problems with trying to play straight into Iron Wings as well, right? Like, there's so much hold, there's the chance for a really big Winter's Curse holding you back. The Magnetize starts to get even scarier when this Centaur is just there constantly reapplying it because it's so tanky. And once you stop Stampede, if the Centaur does opt to commit, again, it's just going to be this giant magnet to reverberate off of for 33. So it's a major challenge for Yandex to kind of contend with. The ideas are right, it's just the path to making these ideas work, pretty difficult. Free shard now for Whitemon, a little bit more utility with Golden Grace. That lower cooldown is going to feel quite nice. The bonus damage is always good. And there's some more utility to play with on the side of Iron Wings. At the very least, the Aegis has expired. So you do hold out up against a potential early high ground here from Iron Wings. And it does look like they are opting to play it conservatively. Just go back to farm, secure your advantage. And that is some space for Yandex. Again, keep this build up. Butterfly is fully up for Watson. So this Drow is starting to hit pretty damn hard. You still have a lot of ways to get on top of that to cancel marksmanship at least, but if left alone, Watson can be an issue in some of these engagements.
He's certainly looking like it. He's just not able to just stand there and do his job. It's been very, very hard, constantly having to run. They are constantly on the lookout here with 33 and Pure. They're going to go for a big smoke up though, Yandex. They know the Aegis is down. They want to try and make full advantage of this time they have. They might even run directly into Pure, who went right underneath that rocket there for a split second. Pure is going to go down. He's only spotted because he was looking to retreat, and that rocket flare, it barely glimpses him.
Yeah, very heads up from Yandex. It does take them literally everything to get that kill, right? All their ultimates were thrown out. Stampede's down, Reaper's Sight's down. They do have to stack those stuns though. Like any given moment, if Pure was just allowed to actually pop Satanic into Raptor Dance, that would have been a very different fight. It is worthwhile. It's a huge gold swing just finding that kill. They take a tier 1 tower as well. Just good timings for Yandex to try to get grip back in this game, but they're ready in Iron Ring.
Now they're going to try here for a quick one onto the Necrophos, and DM, he just melts. 33 now on the hunt for a little bit more. Going to miss out on Saksa for now, but Saksa still trapped in the tree line. Jump in from Chura Jr. though on Watson. He's getting to work onto 33. Not allowed to just by himself though as Watson. He's going to get locked down by Whitemon with the Winter's Curse. Seems like Whitemon's going to be left behind here on the Wyvern. There should be a 2-for-2 trade. In fact, Pure ended up going down in the middle of all that. In fact, no, Pure was already dead. Never mind what I just said, John. It's only Whitemon.
Just Whitemon. I do believe that he did do some heads up micro. He was trying. He was trying to hopefully pick up a gem on his death, but does get instantly snatched away here by Chiri Jr. So they don't manage to take back that extra bit of gold that they do drop. Nice little plays coming out from Yandex. Again, Iron Wings do take that risk playing without Pure, but they're not backing off again. Ari's still looking here. Don't quite catch Malady. Does bail out, but you can just see the aggression that Iron Wings wants to keep pumping out. Like, they lose Pure, they still want to fight. 4v5, they're going to go hold that high ground, still find a 1-for-2 trade in the end, and they're still going. Like, Finger's going to come off cooldown. You've got Laguna set to go. You've got the Satanic plus Casual Plate. Well,
he's going to get jumped, but it's going to be the Hoodwink to go down. Saksa immediately just deleted, and now Watson also being jumped. He's popped his BKB, but it's about to run out. He's just out of options here. Watson, they'll try to save him with the hook shot, but it's not going to be enough. Watson is down. So will be Malady. It's only Chura Jr. to make his way out of there. 4 down for the price of nothing here for Iron Wing. They're just playing such a clean game, number 1. And Iron Wing now onto the tier 3 top tower. No concerns as there's nobody here to defend but the Centaur. And he's not going to bother.
No. Just no point to throw your body forward. Respawns are fairly short. They're probably not going to get away with more than just one set, but they are splitting themselves up just a little bit. Are already starting to go here for Pure onto the mid. Trying to maximize this moment, maybe even just finding the tier 3 at this point. Huge wins for the side of Iron Wing. Again, you have to appreciate just having this casual plate mail a while ago for BZM. Right, like just having that little bit of extra armor when he was jumped in, that meant the Drow with marksmanship isn't actually melting BZM as much as you'd expect him to because of that plus armor. Plus 10 does make the difference here for a hero that has literally no green armor on hand still.
They're going to hook in onto the laner, but BZM, he will happily welcome Malady into that. No worries. Malady will buy back. They're down 2 Raxes now. Almost the third, but not quite. And of course, Roshan, it's available. If they want to take it, they can. They'll probably look for a quick reset first here at Iron Wing. But I imagine Roshan will be their next prospect.
And it ought to be. You've got the full AC up now for BZM, so a lot of armor. And pretty much plus 15, again, mitigating the threat coming in from Watson for the entire team. They do spot the Roshan. They're going to go into it first. Iron Wing, that reset might cost them. They're not that close towards Roshan as well. Doesn't take too long with the damage here.
They're going to try and quickly rush this one. Question is, do Iron Wing get there in time to contest? I mean, they're going to know about it with these illusions from the Kez, and that'll be enough, in fact, to force away Watson for a little bit as Yandex. They'll just hold their ground for now. They've got to creep in the dive, rather the Roshan pit, to keep tabs on what's happening. Waimon. Smoke broken on Saksa. Saksa hill-blink towards the high ground once again. So important, this Roshan, for Yandex's Malady. He's going to hookshot in right away, trying to burst down the line, but it may cost him his own life. Meanwhile, 33 has jumped in on the Drow, but they'll save with the Workhorse, but now the Winter's Curse holding them down. Chira Jr., he's getting annihilated by this Drow Ranger. Watson, he's in the middle of all of it. He's gone. A perfect curse from Whitemon, and that's it. GG is called. They have seen enough. That's the kind of stuff you love to see. Whitemon just making it impossible for him.